Hi everyone, it's Kara here from Bohoberry, and today I am here with a video that has been much requested ever since I started doing a time log in my bullet journal. And everybody's been asking me so many questions. How do I keep track of my time? What things do I track? And how I'm analyzing that data. So I'm really excited to bring you this video today. And if you're ready, let's go ahead and dive straight in. So I'm going to flip here straight to the month of September, and this is my current month in my bullet journal. And you'll see that it's on the very next page at the start of my month is where I have my time log. I absolutely love this time log. First of all, it's gone through some iterations, y'all. Let me just show you my very first iteration of a time log. All right, now this bad boy was my very first blog and business bullet journal. And this was when I was toying around with having a separate bullet journal for my blog and business. And you can see really how large this is. This is an A4 size Leuchtturm. It's called the Master, and it's also a dot grid. They also do have a Master Slim, which has fewer pages, because this guy is a hunk of a beast. You'll see here that I have some tabs, and one of them was my time log. So I'm going to flip to that real quick and show you kind of what I was thinking in the very beginning. So this was my very first time log, and I started it in January of this year. And this was back when I was working for my favorite creative business coach, Lisa Jacobs from Marketing Creativity. And I was working for her kind of as a personal assistant, virtual assistant, was doing some work for her. So you'll see I have my categories here. MC was for marketing creativity, Etsy, Bohoberry, or blog and business. So I had those three categories that I was tracking, and I was doing this completely analog. I wasn't using an app to track my time the way I am now. So I had my start time, my end time, and what I did during that time. And then at the end of the day, I would add up my hours. So I had that going down the left-hand side. And while I liked this format, it was very, very tedious to keep up with, because every time I stopped or started a new task, I would have to flip here to my time log and log that time and what I did or what I was about to do. It got to be a little frustrating and a little tedious, and honestly, I just didn't follow up with it after this first couple of weeks in my time log. So that was my first attempt at tracking my time and trying to figure out where all of my time was going during the day. After that, I kind of gave up on time logging for a little while, and I was very frustrated because I couldn't find a way to actually track my time. And then I discovered an app called A-Tracker. It's available on iOS. I'll link that in the description box below. I know that it is not available on Android. So if you're an Android user and you want a time tracker app, just do a search for time log or time tracker apps on your phone or mobile device. You should be able to find something similar. But I'm going to flip back here to August and show you my second attempt at a time log. You'll notice here that this is actually very, very similar to the time log that I have now. Something happened in August. I did have a lot of time off. I was on vacation a lot where I just wasn't tracking my time. Also, I know this is going to sound so petty, but I didn't like the color scheme that I had going. I tried to coordinate my colors at the bottom with what I was doing. So I had orange for Etsy because the Etsy symbol is orange. I had red for YouTube because YouTube is red. And I really didn't like the color combination on the time log. I don't know, I didn't like the format. I didn't like how it all looked together. So between my vacation time and other time off, plus I kind of fell into a slump at the end of August, which I talked about in one of my previous videos, I really fell off tracking. But I loved the idea and I knew that I wanted to stick with it. And here you'll see I had a total hours in August. I was going to fill this in at the end of the month. You'll notice that that is missing here in September. That is because at the end of the month, I plan to do a pie chart of sorts to kind of see where I spent all of my time. Okay, so now diving into my supplies. To set up the time log, all I used was a black pen. That's this Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pen. I used the S size. It's my favorite. It's a 0.3 millimeter tip. And then for color, I used my Tombow dual brush pens, which I absolutely love these. I love how bright they are. I love that I can color things in and you really can't see it on the other side of the page. So that's it for supplies. And then I really just started tracking using the app. And these are the categories that I'm tracking in. So I have green for personal development because that's very, very important to me. I wanted to make sure I tracked that. And then everything else really is work. I'm not tracking any of my other personal time. I'm not tracking time with family or things like that. I really wanted to see where my working hours were going during the day. So that is all I'm tracking is my working hours. Now, if you're a person that works a regular 9 to 5 job and you just do one thing all day, or you don't really need to track different categories of your business, then this may not be the thing for you. You can always set up different categories, obviously, than what I have here. But the things I wanted to track were how much time do I spend on Etsy, on my shop? How much time do I spend on my blog? Collaborations with other bloggers and YouTubers. Then I have my YouTube channel, and then biz is basically anything else. So any admin, things along those lines. And then as far as the totals go, I did want to create some sort of separation between my personal development and my work time. So I did 2 columns. So my first column is for personal development time, and then my second column is for time spent working. Another question that I get asked frequently on this time log is this the order in which I do things? And no, it is not. I tried to keep the colors in the same order on each bar so that it would look prettier. I'm kind of a stickler for that sort of thing sometimes, but I really wanted to keep the colors in the same order on my time log. So this is not the order in which I do things during the day. It's simply, I just wanted to keep them a little more organized. And then one last thing that you will note is that I will write notes here. Like if I have a day where I don't work a whole lot, I will write a note and say why. So on Labor Day, I only worked 3 hours. This past weekend when my friend Sarah was in town, I didn't work a whole lot besides making some orders on Saturday. Last Saturday, I took a me day, so I didn't work at all. And then you'll see I really just have 2 more days to fill in, and then I can't wait to fill in my little pie chart with a little bit of more detailed information about where I spent my time in the month of September. And then the last thing that I've been getting a lot of questions on is the app itself. So I'm going to do a little picture-in-picture here and show you the app itself, how I use it, what kind of things I track, and how I categorize them. And hopefully that'll give you some inspiration on how you could set up your own time log for the month. So if you're ready. All right, so here we are on the home screen of my iPhone, and I'm going to click on the app. It's down here on the bottom row. It's called A Tracker. I'm going to open that up, and as you can see, this is what I see when I log in. So these are all of my different categories that I have set up, and you can see here the one that says filming has a timer going because I'm currently filming this video. So what I do here when I log in is I simply search through and find whatever it is I'm going to stop or start doing, and then I can just click on it. So if I was to stop filming, I would just touch it and it would stop and record how much time I spent on it. And then I'm gonna resume that since I'm still filming. But what's cool here is I can swipe to the left and I can break it down by category. So I can go to, for example, YouTube, which is what I'm working on right now. And you can see I have all the icons set up to be red for YouTube. That means that they're in the YouTube category. So I have editing, filming, and then replying to YouTube comments. I also have some different categories set up for Etsy, like admin, packing and shipping, photography, product design, and production time, which is when I'm making stickers. Then for the blog, I have a few categories as well. Blog admin, blog comments, editing, photography, writing. And then my admin category is really just a catch-all. So anything that I'm doing related to my business. So I have education, so if I'm taking any courses or webinars or things like that to further educate myself in business and entrepreneurship, I hit that button. I have replying to email, running errands, graphic design, miscellaneous admin. That is the catch-all of all catch-alls. So if something doesn't fit into any of these other categories, I'll put it there. I've got my planning time, research, social media, tribe, and then training and HR. Under collaborations, I have my challenges that I host every month with my girls Kim, Jessica, and Dee. I have writing guest posts, doing interviews, and then SBP is my weekly mastermind that I have with Kim and Jessica. We haven't been meeting as much lately because we've all been crazy busy, but we normally meet once a week to do a mastermind. So that is S is for sunshine, tiny ray of sunshine is Kim. B is for berry, that's boho berry, me. And then P is for paper, pretty prints and paper, that's Jessica. So that is our weekly mastermind. And then under personal development, I don't have any categories. I just have the personal development, because I found originally I had categories set up for things like meditation and exercise, visualization, reading, all of those things. And I found that it was too much for me to switch between tasks. I wanted to just flow through my morning without having to worry about tracking my time. So I decided to just lump personal development into one big category. So typically what I'll do is I'll start my timer in the morning when I start my morning routine, and then when I'm done, I'll finish my timer, and that's it. Another cool thing about this app is that it has history, which is this button here at the bottom, and I can see what I've done so far today, and I can scroll through my days. So I can see what I did yesterday, what I did on the 27th, and I can keep going back and see everything that I've done for as long as I've been using this app. The other cool thing, which I use on a daily basis, is the reports settings. So I go to reports, and I can see this is my breakdown of my time so far today. And if I look back on the past 7 days, you can see where I've spent my time. And what's really cool is that little circle button in the upper left. It's gray with 4 white squares on it. If I tap that, I can toggle and just see a breakdown by category. So I can see that I'm spending the most of my time on my Etsy shop. Personal development is next, collaborations, admin, YouTube, and blog. So it's really cool to be able to see all those things in here, and I absolutely love that. So we're gonna go back to today, and we're gonna go to all so we can see everything. And then what I really love here is how you can set up your categories. So I'm gonna tap this folder button on the top, and you'll be able to see all of my tasks. And if I click on one, I can edit it. So I have blog admin here. I can edit the icon if I wish. I can change that. It gives me all of these different icon options, which is really cool. So you can really customize it to fit whatever you need. And then if I go back, you can change the color. So I have everything related to my blog is this light blue, so that I know that it's in my blog category. And then I have my blog. These are my categories down here at the bottom. So I'm going to set that back to blog. And then at the bottom here, there's a lot of other options. So I can have an alert if I want it to alert me when I've been taking too long on a certain task. So for example, on social media, I have a 30-minute alert. So if I've been browsing social media for 30 minutes, it will alert me and say, do you want to continue on social media? So it kind of gives me a reminder that I'm probably spending a little too much time there. And then you have the option for a note down here if you want to enter a note after you finish a task, and you can exclude it from your pie chart. You can also sync all of this to your calendar if you want to have a record on your calendar like Google Cal or iCal or anything like that. So I'm going to hit done here, and then this is an overview of just all of my different tasks that I have set up and what categories they fall under. Now if I go to settings, you can see here there's a few different options. I can select my skin. So if I want a different background, I selected these clouds as my background. You can select the size of your words, all that different stuff. And then there's some more general settings. So under settings, I have this simultaneous tasks option. I have that selected. So sometimes what I'll be doing in the morning is I will be working on my orders for Etsy, but at the same time, I'll be checking my email or browsing through social media, replying to comments and things like that. So allowing simultaneous tasks is important to me. And then also my day start time. My day starts at 5 a.m. Usually I'm up by 5:30 in the morning. 5:30 is pretty standard for me, but sometimes I wake up a little bit early. So I want to make sure that it logs my time on the correct day when I do wake up early. And then this remove short task entry, and it'll automatically remove anything that's under 1 minute in duration. So if I spend less than a minute on something, I'm not worried about tracking it. So it'll automatically remove that for me. And then of course there's a lot more options, but I just wanted to show you the app itself and how I use it to track my time and kind of give you that idea. And then the main feature that I use is the reports here. So if you look, like I said, in the past 7 days, I can toggle between seeing each and every one of my tasks or seeing a full report for the week broken down by category. So this category view is actually what I use at the end of the day to log that time into my time log in my bullet journal. So that is it, y'all. I hope that gave you a good idea of how I use my time log, how I track my time, and how I'm able to analyze those numbers. I'll definitely be posting a picture on Instagram when I finish out my time log for the month, showing you the little pie chart that I'm going to draw in the bottom here to kind of create a solid record of my time for the month of September. So I hope you found this useful. If you have any questions, as always, just drop those in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to answer anything you have any questions on, and I will look forward to seeing you all on Monday. Bye!